Yo, what's up guys? So in today's video, we're going to be talking about the new Sordin Comtacs they added. Basically, the old Comtacs are made by Peltor, and the new ones are made by Sordin. Sordin? Yeah, Sordin. And basically, they sound different. I heard Clean say that. He was the first one I heard say that he could hear positional audio better. And anyone who knows anything about microphones and audio will know that it is very easy to get a different sound. Even if you use different materials or something like that, it'll sound different. So being that they're made by two different companies, it's no doubt that there's a difference in sound, probably in real life. But in the game, they actually added this, which is super awesome. They didn't just, put in the same codec for the Sordins. They did a totally different one. So basically, we're going to test that in this video, much like my old Comtac video where I tested the range. We're going to be doing stuff like that. And the devs sent me a little care package that you might see in the background there. Pretty nice of them to do that. They just sent me a couple of each armor pieces. Pretty awesome. And I'm showing you in this picture right here that one of the mags has a window and one of them doesn't. And I was confused for a second, like they're the same mags, but basically the mag with the window will give you an exact ammo count compared to the one without the window. I just thought that was cool, and I thought I'd show you guys that. Anyways, guys, we're back on woods here, and sadly Oswaldo's still in the ER, so we had to bring in Steve.
Holy smokes, that was too close.
I asked him to send me a video for the shoot to, see if he looked good, and that's what he sent me. I don't know. He made the shoot, though, whatever he just did there. Anyways, we're testing the Comtacs versus the Comtacs, aka the Sordin Comtacs versus the Peltors. And for anyone wondering, the item description of them is exactly the same. They both amplify low-level sounds while suppressing impulse noises and are water-resistant for outdoor usage. They say the same thing on the description of both of them, but they have different audio codec, so I'm not going to talk. Anyways, guys, right about here, I could not hear any sort of footsteps at all. I had the volume completely maxed out, and right about here is where I couldn't hear him anymore. I will say, I used this same spot in my last Comtac video, and I swear he went around the truck before I couldn't hear him anymore. Now, I didn't test no Comtacs again because I wanted to, but the weather completely changed and it was raining, and anyone who knows Tarkov weather, it's completely random, so basically, who knows when I could replicate this weather again. But basically, with Comtacs on, footsteps are 100% louder. You could watch my other video if you want to learn that. But I do feel they reduced the distance at which you can hear footsteps in general. But with any form of Comtacs on, footsteps are going to be able to be heard from a much greater distance. Basically, any player noises are louder at any distance with Comtacs on. The general consensus of the Tarkov community at the moment is that the Sordins give you better directional audio than the Peltors, which we're going to be testing after Steve runs down the road one more time to test the distance. Alright guys, so right here is where I could not hear his footsteps anymore. Now this is with the Sordins on. This is the same exact spot I could not hear him with the Peltors. So I'm going to confirm that there is no range advantage with the Sordins versus the Peltors. Now, it was kind of hard to hear the sound difference, like the different tones and stuff like that with him running, so we're going to do some more tests. We're going to start off with him, or me. I'm just going to be shooting. Alright guys, so it may have been hard for you to tell the different tones, so I'm going to replay those clips one more time. Alright guys, so the Sordin seemed a tad deeper. It was very hard for me to tell the difference, but after about playing it 10 times, I realized that the Sordins were deeper. Anyways, let's do some basic player movement. Alright guys, so it was kind of hard to tell the difference there, but it wasn't at the same time. The Peltors definitely seemed a bit munchier. That's the best way I could describe it. Now I hate the Peltor Comtacs, just the way they sound. It really annoys me, it's very munchy. But I wore the Sordins in a raid, and I actually forgot I even had them on, whereas the Peltors, I always knew I had them on because I just didn't like the sound of them. So for anyone who didn't like the Peltors, I'd give the Sordins a try. Anyways, we're going to be doing bush swiping noises right here. Alright guys, so I am listening to these clips and my ears hurt now. That's how loud I'm listening to this. And what I noticed is that I couldn't hear his footsteps when he was moving in that bush with the Peltors on, but with the Sordins, I was able to hear his footsteps. Which is kind of weird. I feel like I'd be able to hear his footsteps with both of them on, but that's just what I noticed. I didn't notice any sort of different tone. I didn't think the bush swiping noise was louder, but the footstep noise was 100% louder, and I recommend replaying it just to, now you know what my opinion is. You might also notice it. Alright guys, for this next clip, I'm going to have him run in a circle around us, and we're going to test the difference in directional audio. Please turn your audio up to tell me if you can hear a difference. I'll have a warning so I don't break your ears when I start talking. Alright guys, so this one might be hard for you to tell, and I'm not sure if it's just a placebo effect, but with the Sordins, as he was coming around the backside of the truck, I felt like the directional audio from back to side to front was much more distinctable. With the Peltors, it kind of seemed like back to front. I hope I'm describing that right, and I really would like some feedback. Hopefully YouTube doesn't butcher the audio. I don't think it will, but it does compress the audio. Alright guys, so for this next test, we're going to be testing our own footsteps, which is the most important to me because I hate how my own footsteps sound with the Peltors on. So let's do it with the Peltors first. Alright guys, so for this last clip, we're going to be testing what it's like to get shot at and the different audio sounds. I know this is kind of a boring video, but stay tuned for an amazing 3K. Alright guys, that's it for the testing part of the video, unless you want to watch that 3K. Anyways, I would say the Sordins do give you better positional audio. That was one of the biggest complaints Comtac players had, is that they say that they couldn't really hear the directions properly. And I hate Comtacs, and I wore the Sordins in a couple raids, and I really felt like I could hear people better, and I often forgot I even had them on. So if you hated Comtacs, I would give the Sordins a try. Anyways guys, yeah, I mean, those guys got DE_stroyed. I did actually make it out of this raid. Thanks for the fort armor, buddy. Also, for those of you who did not know, the official Escape from Tarkov podcast takes place today, the day this video is uploaded, at 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, or 7 p.m. GMT for those of you guys in Europe. It's basically a podcast with the game devs. Cotton's the co-host, and Sequisha's going to be the guest. It's going to be a real good one. They're going to be talking about future game updates and what they want in the game and things like that. It's going to be really interesting. Also, if you're looking for someone to play with, I highly recommend joining the Black Site Discord. Link will be in the description. It has over 9,000 members. It's a Tarkov-based Discord. There's a lot of cool features in there, looking for friends, things like that. So if you want a friend to play the game with, join that Discord, and I guarantee you'll find someone. Anyways, guys, hopefully you enjoyed the video. Like the video if you liked it, dislike it if you did not like it, and subscribe if you want to see more content.